I'm delivering today. The other party rewarded me with 500 yuan. Let me keep a secret. It closes in 4 minutes. And I happen to be free to deliver. I only have a hunch that it's going to be a scary night. He ordered a large pizza. Asked for crispy. Put more meat on it. The pizza weighs too much, causing the bottom of the box to sag. I took him out of the restaurant. I heard a dog flying in the distance. I guess he must have smelled meat. It's about 45 minutes by car. And that community is usually not within our service range, but we're the closest pizza place to him. The most important thing is that this order amount is high, so our boss readily agreed to deliver the goods. Every extra layer of meat on top cost 20. This customer bought this pizza for the price of 3 regular pizzas. Looks like a meat lover. But in the 2 years I worked here, I've seen this kind of weird thing happen a lot. I thought it was just a slightly out-of-the-way place at first. I drove the car down that road. There is a small house there. I feel something is wrong. There are no street lights. I have to drive slowly with the high beams on. There's no light around. At first I didn't think he was particularly out of the way, because it is not far from the nearby suburban residential area, only about 10 kilometers. The houses are also very similar to those in residential areas, but there are very few street lights and signs there. They're very far from each other. I don't know this area, but the navigation can be found here. The description is not particularly biased. I parked in front of this customer's house. This house is no different from any other house on the street. There are 4 houses on each side of the street. The street extends to where there are no houses, but I can see what looks like a street lamp in the distance. In the dark, I look around. Take a look at this place, and it's occupied by 8 houses. There's nobody else. I got out of the car holding a pizza in my bag. As he was about to walk towards that house, I heard movement behind me. And I turned around, saw a woman rushing across the street from the front lawn of a house. She was wearing a white t-shirt and panties. Something spilled on the clothes. She panicked and fled. So I presume it's blood. I don't think he sees me. Just running for my life. Hiding from the people in the house. That person probably attacked him. But then he saw my car. I didn't turn off the engine before I turn around and call him. He got into my car and sped away. And I stood there. The open door across the street was suddenly slammed shut. No one came out to chase that girl. No one came out of the other houses to see what was going on. My phone is in the car, so I can't call my boss to explain what happened. Can't call the police. I had no choice. Just keep doing your job. I turned around and walked onto the sidewalk leading to the customer's house. Maybe they can give me an explanation. Or can I use their phone? I knocked on the door. The back door opens in seconds. I didn't see anyone appear, and it was pitch black. I can't see anything but the threshold. But I can still feel someone inside. He opened the door. I feel like he's staring at me, analyzing me, because what happened just now has lingering fears in my heart. I stammered out a sentence. Introduce yourself as a pizza delivery man. But he must have seen my uniform and pizza box too. But no one responded to me. The weight of the pizza is starting to make my arms a little sore. The amount of meat piled on the pizza is real, is too much. They didn't pay online. I chose cash on delivery, so I told the other party the price. Then lean against the door frame, keep my body out of the house. The darkness outside makes me feel dangerous, and the darkness in the room made me even more terrified. After a while, there was still no answer. I became more and more afraid of my surroundings. So I said something you don't want, and I left. But I don't want to walk home with something so heavy. I don't want to lose my job. I started to turn around, but a whisper keeps me where I am. The sound came from inside the house. Sounds like it's close. I didn't catch what he said. So I asked what you just said. The money is under the stone at your feet. Get it yourself. Give me your hand. I looked down. I saw that stone. The decorative stone with a hollow bottom. People often use it to hide keys. I knelt on the ground and lifted the stone. Found a few $100 bills. Well, one is enough. but the amount is too large. I can't find it. I only have one piece of change on me. I didn't lie to him. I haven't taken change out for a long time. Do you have a smaller amount? Take it all. It's compensation for the trouble. Also regarded as a reward for keeping secrets. Bring me the meat. You might think Russian coming from the dark would sound scary. It will send chills down your spine, but it doesn't sound like that. He sounds hungry, like an old man who hasn't eaten in days. I didn't feel threatened. I took the money and thanked him. Then I hand the pizza into the dark. Thought a pair of trembling old hands would reach out and take it away. I hold it hard, just in case this guy's hands are shaking with hunger. But nobody came up to get the pizza. But caught by some invisible force, my hand was gently broken from the box. Then I saw the pizza float into the darkness, until it disappears completely from sight. I would like to express my gratitude to this customer again. I don't want to stay too long and be annoying. Then he turned and left the porch. When I think of my predicament, go back reluctantly. Do you have a cell phone that I can borrow? Some girl across the street took my car. It will take me a long time to get back to town. I didn't look directly at the house when I made this request, lest the other party think I am hostile. The people in the room were friendly and didn't speak for a while, but something in the darkness made me feel that the people inside were considering my request. The girl you're talking about is a guest of my neighbor's. Well, our people here don't interfere in other people's business. But if you just want to go home, do not violate the privacy of others. Then I can. Pause the car. But you must promise me that you will not help the thief. Just get in your car and go. Can you promise me? I know something bad must have happened across the street. Customers want to ensure the privacy of this matter, but also to protect their own privacy. The woman looked really miserable, afraid enough to steal a car, rather than asking for help. My conscience doesn't allow me to comply with the customer's terms, but I still agreed. If I could meet her, I'm still going to help her. Nice talker, very satisfied. And he thought I agreed. I didn't know what was going to happen, but a hand reached out from the darkness. Gloved fingers poked out of the darkness. And the fifth thing is supposed to be the thumb thing hanging there without strength. This part of the glove is empty. It was a black leather jacket, for fingers pointing to the distant street stop. After a while, shake the palm into a fist. After staying for a while, finger is loose. The hand retracts from the air. Back in the dark. You will find your car at the end of the street, but it will take some time. After finding it, we will abide by our agreement. Go straight home. I said thank you. But before I could turn around, the hand appeared again. This time I took out another $100 bill. Thank you for signing up for this. I took the money, put him in another pile. Pockets bulge. I thanked him again, and left the house. I glanced at the house across the street. It's the building where the girl escaped. There is nothing unusual on the surface. I keep going. Walk past other houses on this secluded street. Each building looks normal from the outside, but there is a gloomy smell. It's kind of creepy. Pulled back. It took me an hour to walk down that street. I found my car. I found him parked on the side of the road. The front of the car rests in a small ditch. The headlights are on. He stopped in the middle of the car. I walked cautiously to the driver's side. When I look inside, and I was stunned. What I saw from the driver's seat was horrific. I've watched countless horror movies late at night over the years, but I've never seen anything so dreadful. After a considerable period of time, the fear just subsided a bit. I can't see any damage to that car. The engine is still running. I looked carefully at the position next to him, tried to avoid looking at him. Then I found that there is still a lot of gasoline in the tank. There are no indicator lights to indicate any problems with the operation of the car. He just stops. After the change of gods, I know I can't report this to the police, or anything that happened that night can't be told to my boss. I carefully lifted him out of the car, put it in the gutter by the side of the road. He has no identification on him, and given his condition, I can't describe his face either. When sitting in the car, I remember the stack of money in my pocket. I take it out, draw 100, throw the rest on the road. Holding that money will make me feel bad. I don't need revenge to keep a secret. See what that woman looks like. I'm scared enough. The 4 gloved fingers traveled a few kilometers and crushed the woman's head. You can call me a coward, even an accomplice. But if I let it out, what happened to me would be the same as that woman. I also dare not say the exact location of that house. I will not reveal it anyway. I drove away, left him and the money behind. After returning to the restaurant, I used the navigation problem as an excuse, explained why I came back so late, and handed the 100 bill to the boss. We were going to have a party at Lena's cabin. The 5 of us packed up Lena's old RV, prepare enough food and beer. Unfortunately, suddenly there was a storm. The rain is beating relentlessly on our car windows. The car is halfway through. One of the tires blew out. How's everybody doing? Lena gripped the steering wheel and asked. We almost hit a tree. And everybody was shocked. Upon inspection, we found nothing but a little scratch. Everyone is fine. Charlie took out his cell phone and said, I think I got a signal. 13 minutes later, he said a trailer had been dispatched. But there's a catch. It will take him a few hours to arrive, Xiaoli said in a sad voice. Everyone jumped out of the RV to find a flat place to put some chairs. The stream here teaches me to walk over. We found a place where we could see the mainland, so we can see the rescuers who might appear. Xiaoxi Xiaomi and Li Na brought chairs and beer. Xiaoli and I went to find firewood. Once back in the clearing, I raised a firefly. I'm probably the only one who has had any real outdoor experience. We put the chairs as close to the campfire as possible. Have you heard of the bonfire ceremony? Xiaoli asked, given the dazed look on all of our faces. Apparently not. Is that we have to offer something special to the world of the wire. And then each of us recounted the most terrifying thing we've ever experienced. It's a ritual where those terrible things don't bother us anymore. The rest of us are incredibly amusing. I don't know if I can get my wish, but I just hope it's not haunted. Xiaomi reaches into the wallet, take out a sparkling blue bookmark. My brother gave it to me. He said it reminded me of the necklace I used to wear. He took it for a while and threw it into the burning flames. His expression became serious. Xiaomi's silence lasted for a few seconds. It upsets the rest of us. I'm going to share with you what happened to me and my boyfriend. He looked around exaggeratedly, frowning and saying, actually, the story I want to tell takes place here. You lied, the Brooks said. Throw his blonde hair over his shoulders. He glanced at the darkening woods behind us. Shudder. He was terrified. Don't get so excited, Xiaoxi, Xiaoli said. No one's been here before. This is the first time Li Na has invited us to his cottage. Li Na poked Xiaoxi's arm. Warn him if you don't shut up. The stream rolled its eyes. All right. Xiaoli glanced at Li Na gratefully. We're going to his lake house for the weekend. Then it was the same as now. It's getting dark. Then it started to rain. The bridge is moving fast. I keep telling him to drive slower. Suddenly a woman appeared directly in front of him. The bridge slammed on the brakes, but it's too late. He pulled the car over to the side of the road, reversed the car to where it hit the woman. We got out of the car and ran to the middle of the road, but Xiaomi leaned against the back of the chair, staring at the flickering flames and continuing. There was nobody there. If it is true, I would really scream. Xiaoxi said that we almost screamed in fright at that time. Xiaoming smiled and said that I was ready to turn around and go back to the city. But Johnson said it was only a few minutes drive to the lake. It takes longer to get home. Finally, he calmed me down. The rustling of animals in the woods behind us had quieted down. It's as if the whole forest is listening to this story. I have to admit, I get goosebumps. We keep driving. Xiaomi whispered. We all leaned over to listen to him. And then this woman comes into the headlights for a second time. No parking on the bridge. He kept going. Until you reach the hut. We got out of the car. Safe places within easy reach, but not yet at the door. And there she was at the door. His face was mutilated. The floral dress is tattered. He was very pale. He pointed his finger at us and said. Xiaomi jumped up from her chair and shouted stick. We all screamed. We all stared at him. He song Jian. He didn't call for help. He didn't say anything, but he did point at us. We got back in the car. Johnson took me home, and I never saw him again. Why is this so annoying? Lina's voice is flat. Didn't he call you? No, Xiaomi said. He killed himself. What does the stream say? You are kidding. Xiaomi. Xiaomi did not respond to Xiaoxi. Instead, he relaxed in his chair. Take a gulp of beer. Do you think you can speak better? Certainly. The stream mocked. He reached into his bag. Take out a ribbon. This was given to me by a cancer patient while I was interning at the hospital. He threw him into the fire. We all watched as the flames engulfed the delicate pink fabric. While working in the hospital, I have come into contact with a lot of people who have fallen ill and died. But it makes me question the correctness of my professional choice. Palliative care only. The stream paused for a moment. Look at all of us. He lowered his voice. I've never told anyone else about this. I heard the story of their struggle against the disease. A few days later, I found their bed empty. It bothers me. I also talked to the psychotherapist at the hospital. He gazed at the campfire, and we have fun together. Shocked by the fragility of this friend's silence. Let me guess. Lina broke. An unsettling silence. The chuckle of the voice saying a room where someone died called the light on, or a blurry figure seen on the surveillance video. Or not. The brook whispered that it wasn't like that. A resurrected patient said I was going to die. It's really weird. Almost everyone who came there said goodbye. The document that will not be rescued has been signed. They don't want to be saved. To avoid more painful days. He shook his head. But there was one who was around 35 years old, young mother with advanced breast cancer. He refused to accept his situation. That was an inspiring thing. But sadly, Xiaoxi smiled and reached out to touch her blonde hair. She used to be beautiful, becoming the bald guy I know. Gray hair, before the wizened woman. She also pinned her hopes on overcoming the inevitable. Her family accepted the reality, but he said he wanted to spend as much time with his children as possible. He took a deep breath. I think he is too selfish. Let the child see him like that. They all knew he was dying. This is him torturing his family. We looked at him with eyes fixed on the ashes that had once been pink ribbons. And one night he falls ill and dies, 3 times in a row. The 3rd time I was there. Cardiac resuscitation to 8 minutes. When ready to declare death, he took a sudden breath. Xiaomi stood up abruptly, knocked the chair over. He was gasping for air. The sound echoed among the squirrels. We all stared back with our eyes wide open. His speech picked up pace. The employees backed off in fright. There was a look of terror on his face. And he's looking around the room frantically. Slowly exhaled. Sid imitated his expression and disturbing voice. Crane your neck and turn your head to look. For each of us. The woman raised her recently bony arm. Point a feeble finger straight at me. Xiaoxi said, did the same to Lina. His eyes widened. In a hoarse voice. You're dead again. He lengthens the last syllable until you breathe out all your breath. The firefly is surrounded by silence again. So what happened? Xiaoli asked Xiaoxi to sit on the chair with a plot. I don't know. I quickly got out of there. He died a few days later. What do you think he saw when he died? Xiaoli tapped the phone screen while asking. The brook rolls the empty beer can toward Xiaoli, bounced back by his foot. Are you even listening? No, that was scary. Xiaoli looked up and said, well, it's your turn next. But don't sacrifice your phone. Well, then let me tell you the scariest thing that's ever happened to me. Xiaoli put down her phone. watching the people you love the most suffer, and I know there's nothing I can do. Do you know what that feels like? Getting them out of their pain is what you want most, but powerless. See the happiness and light in their eyes gradually fade, until one day it disappears completely. Can you imagine the pain? Can I scan around the campfire? I found everyone's face as pale and nervous as mine. Lina caught my attention. His lower lip trembled slightly, then looked away. I try to breathe slowly. Pinch your palm with your fingernails. My sister has cancer. Shally stood up and walked towards the stream, stroking our friend's hair. It's just that he didn't die suddenly like the woman in your story. His nurse was too scared to look at him again, decided to unplug. He didn't even have time to say goodbye to his family. The mouth of the stream is always pulled, stuttering to say something, but in the end, no. Open-mouthed Shally. I tried to calm her anger. The brook looked at me in horror, but I looked away. I don't know what to do, so I didn't get enough of anything. I don't want to wait any longer. Lina pulled out a gun with tears and smiles. We've been planning this for months. Now is the time for revenge. He handed the gun to Shally. Shally took a step forward. Xiaoxi and I both jumped up from our seats. He and Lina quickly cornered us. I quickly grabbed Xiaomi's throat, push him to the ground, squeeze him. He's struggling to breathe. The woman you drove past that night. The woman who tried to wave for help because her car broke down. She's my mother. Xiaomi's eyes are gradually losing their vitality. The brook hasn't had time to respond. Gunshots cut through the night sky. I look to my left. Found the creek on the ground. Blood comes out of the mouth. We put them in the trailer. Let Xiaoxi sit in the cab. Xiaomi sits in the passenger seat. No wonder you drove your car out of the road shop. You shouldn't drink and drive. Xiaomi said, throwing the New Year's beer can into the trash. When they find you, you'll sober up like a dead man. Provided they can find you. Shouldn't someone report you missing until Monday? Then he put the car in neutral. We pushed the RV off the embankment, make it look like an accident, and threw a few lit matches just in case. Xiaoxi may not be dead yet. We are walking on the road, like a frightened hitchhiker. Tell a different story to each driver who gave us a ride.